बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा। अस्सलामु अलैकुम मेरे बहुत ही प्यारे दोस्तों, मेरे स्टूडेंट्स, दी बॉयज़ एंड गर्ल्स ऑफ सेकंड ईयर MBBS. Let's start with the microscopy of the gastrointestinal tract. प्रैक्टिकल्स भी हम किया करते थे, अगर आपको याद हो तो लेबॉर्ट्री में माइक्रोस्कोप्स के नीचे गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट की स्लाइड्स को देखना भी ज़रूरी था। तो आज मैं आपसे मुखातिब हूँ और अपनी शक्ल भी दिखा रहा हूँ। शायद मेरी शक्ल देख के ही तुम जो है वो YouTube पर आना शुरू कर दो। अगरचे ये शक्ल ऐसी तो नहीं है, लेकिन चलें तो देखें। दिस इज़ द स्लाइड ऑफ द टंग. आई हैव टोल्ड यू दैट द टंग इज़ द mobile organ which is present in the buccal cavity, and it has got a dorsal surface and there is a ventral surface. The dorsal surface of the tongue is roughened because it has got these epithelial excrescences, these finger-like projections. These are the papillae. These are the papillae, lingual papillae, because they are the papillae or the epithelial excrescences. As you know, the tongue has got a dorsal surface and there is a ventral surface, and the dorsal surface of the tongue is roughened, especially the anterior 2/3 of the tongue, which is in front of the sulcus terminalis. It has got the epithelial excrescences, the projections, which are known as the papillae, and because they are pertaining to the tongue, they are known as the lingual papillae. And these lingual papillae are of three types: the filiform, fungiform, and circumvallate papillae. The thread-like, these are the filiform papillae. The most abundant on the dorsal surface of the tongue are the filiform, and fungiform the fungus-like. That is, there is a broader, ये fungiform papilla है. Near the tip of the tongue you will find the fungiform papillae, and these papillae, this is the identification point of the slide of the tongue. Under the microscope you will identify the tongue by seeing its dorsal surface, which has got these crow beak like projections, जैसे कौवे की चोंच होती है. और ये जो टंग की डॉर्सल सरफेस है, इस पर ये जो एपिथेलियल प्रोजेक्शंस हैं, इनमें एक प्राइमरी पेपिला which is the epithelial, and can you see the lamina propria it is protruding inside and it is lifting up the epithelium. This is called the secondary papilla or the connective tissue papilla, the coat and the core, and this is the dorsal surface of the tongue. The ventral surface of the tongue is smooth. It is also covered by the stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium, but it is the smooth because there are no projections. And these filiform papillae, some of the papillae, can you see on this side of the filiform papilla? You can see, this is another diagram. You can see the keratinization. I can say that the dorsal surface of the tongue is partially keratinized. Then this is the mucosa. The epithelium and the lamina propria is called the mucosa, and just beneath the mucosa you will see the skeletal muscles which are running in three different directions: the longitudinally, transversely, and vertically. So tongue has got a very simple structure, that the interwoven muscle fibers, which are the skeletal muscles, they are covered by the mucous membrane. This is the slide of the esophagus. Here lies the lumen of the esophagus, and from the lumen, if we go outwards, the first layer is the mucosa, then is the submucosa, and then muscularis externa, and fibrosa. And I have told you that the mucosa of the esophagus consists of the epithelium, the lamina propria, and the muscularis mucosae. This is the muscularis mucosae. So all these three layers, these are known as this is the mucosa of the esophagus. The stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium lining the esophagus, and just beneath the epithelium, so can you see, this is the epithelium, this is the epithelium, many layers of cells. The basal layer consisting of the columnar cells, then there are several layers of polyhedral cells, and in the superficial layer there are squamous cells which are nucleated. They are not having any keratinization because this is a moist type of epithelium. Remember, I have told you a very golden word, that all the gastrointestinal tract is lined by simple columnar epithelium except the esophagus and the anal canal. तो चुनाचे ये देखो इसके नीचे, this is the lamina propria. Lamina propria is nothing but this is the loose areolar connective tissue, and this loose areolar connective tissue consisting of the collagen fibers. There are bundles of the collagen fibers, red in color. Then we have got the elastic fibers. There are a lot of blood vessels, the lymphocytes and plasma cells and mast cells. And then we have got the another layer of the smooth muscles, and these smooth muscles, inner circular and outer longitudinal, this is called the muscularis mucosae because this is the part of the mucous membrane. Then there is a broader zone of, this is the submucosa, a broader zone of connective tissue, and this has got the Meissner's nerve plexus inside. And then comes the muscularis externa and fibrosa. Muscularis externa has got the inner circular, and this is the muscularis externa, inner circular and outer longitudinal layer of the smooth muscles. Here I will tell you that in the case of the esophagus there is an exception, and that exception is that the upper 1/3 of the esophagus has got the skeletal muscle, the middle 1/3 has got the mixed skeletal as well as the smooth muscles, but in the lower 1/3 only there are smooth muscles present in the muscularis externa. Then comes the adventitia, the dense irregular connective tissue. But when the esophagus pierces the diaphragm, the lower 1.5 inches of the esophagus is covered by serosa because the peritoneum comes. This is another diagram. You can see this is the lumen is folded. There are folds of the mucosa, and then we have got the lamina propria. This is the muscularis mucosae. Another diagram of this is the slide of the esophagus. This is again the slide of the esophagus. So this was about the esophagus. Now this is the slide of the stomach. You can see in the stomach mucosa there are, we can see under the microscope the areas which are the mammillated areas, the rugae, and then we have got the foveoli, gastric pits. These are the gastric pits in which there are openings of the gastric glands. So the mucosa of the stomach is filled with these gastric glands, which are simple tubular branched glands. This is actually the invagination of the epithelium into the lamina propria. The epithelium is the simple columnar, and this epithelium dips down into the lamina propria to gives rise to, this is a simple tubular branched gland, and you can see that these are the cells which are different types of cells. In the stomach, the gastric glands have got many types of, there are chief cells, there are parietal cells, there are enteroendocrine cells, there are mucous neck cells, there are surface mucous cells. All these cells they have got because this is a stomach has got a lot of secretion because always there is 3 liter of gastric juice present in the stomach, which contains HCl, pepsin, and also the mucus. So the mucosa of the gastric mucosa, that is the mucosa of the stomach, is secretory in nature. And then comes the lamina propria and the muscularis mucosae, and then the submucosa. And muscularis externa of the stomach has got 3 layers. An oblique layer is present, so it has got the so there are 3 layers: the inner oblique, the middle circular, and outer longitudinal. So these are the layers of the stomach. And then there is serosa. The outermost layer is the serosa. As soon as we reach the duodenum, you will find that in the duodenum, as I have told you, the small intestine is the area of the gut where a lot of absorption is going on. So the nature has made the mucosa in such a way that there is a lot of surface area. So the mucous membrane is thrown into finger-like projections which are known as the villi, and these villi are of different types. When we talk about the duodenum, in the duodenum there are these leaf-like villi. These are the leaf-like villi. And there are crypts of Lieberkühn, that is the simple tubular glands. The epithelium, which is simple columnar, it dips down into the lamina propria to give rise to these crypts of Lieberkühn, the intestinal glands. A very important feature of the duodenum is the presence of these very fascinating, can you see, very कितनी खूबसूरत ये नज़र आ रही हैं, Brunner's glands. This is the submucosa. In the submucosa of the duodenum there are Brunner's glands, and this is the identification point of the duodenum: the leaf-like villi and the Brunner's glands. And then comes the muscularis. This is the muscularis externa, inner circular, outer longitudinal. And then comes the fibrosa or serosa. Again there is a layer of mesothelium, that is simple squamous epithelium, and this is known as the serosa. So this is a magnified view. This is another diagram showing all the 4 layers of the this is the lumen. This is the lumen of the duodenum. These are the leaf-like villi. These are the Brunner's glands in the submucosa. This is the muscularis externa, and this is the serosa. So you can see, you can easily identify. And now this is the microscopic picture of the jejunum. You can see very long finger-like projections. These are the villi of the jejunum, and in the jejunum these are the Brunner's glands. These are the intestinal glands, and nothing in the submucosa. This is the submucosa, and this is the muscularis externa, inner circular, outer longitudinal, and serosa. So all the 4 layers you can see. ये थोड़ा सा उखड़ा हुआ है, पीछे चला गया है, लेकिन ये जो गैप है, दिस इज़ एन आर्टिफैक्ट. तो ये आप इसके ऊपर लगा के देखो ज़हनी तौर पर. तो from inside outwards, the mucosa, the submucosa, the muscularis externa, and serosa. These are the 4 layers of the small intestine. So this is the magnified view of the jejunum. This is ileum, the third part of the small intestine. And in the ileum, the characteristic feature is the presence of this Peyer's patch. 70 to 80 lymphatic nodules, they coalesce, unite together, fuse together to give rise to a big patch of lymphocytes. And these lymphocytes, they penetrate this is the slide of the ileum. And ileum is the third part of the small intestine, And very important feature in the microscopic picture of the ileum is the presence of this Peyer's patch. Peyer's patch is the collection of the lymphocytes. These lymphatic nodules, 70 to 80 in number, they unite together and coalesce and fuse together to give rise to a big patch of lymphocytes. And these lymphocytes, they penetrate the muscularis mucosae and enters into the lamina propria also. So the lymphocytes are present in the lamina propria. This is the lamina propria, this is the submucosa. So in the submucosa as well as the lamina propria, there are a lot of lymphocytes, and this is the identification point of the ileum, that in the ileum there are drumstick-like. These are the villi. You can see these are villi which are these are few and far, and these are also not so long villi. So these are drumstick-like. We can say that these are the drumstick-like villi. So this is the mucosa, this is the submucosa, then comes the muscularis externa, and then the fibrosa. This is again, you can see the Peyer's patch, which is here, it is penetrating the this is the muscularis mucosae, this is the muscularis mucosae. जगह जगह से muscularis mucosae जो है वो फटा हुआ है, और उसमें से जो है वो लिम्फोसाइट्स जो है लैमिना प्रोप्रिया की तरफ आ रहे हैं, और वो लैमिना प्रोप्रिया में भी लिम्फोसाइट्स ने डेरे जमा रखे हैं, और इसको जो है हम पायर्स पैच कहते हैं। और ये बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट फीचर है आइलियम का। आइलियम की पहचान ही जो है वो पायर्स पैच है। दिस इज़ रेक्टम, यू कैन सी दी दिस इज़ अगेन इट हैज़ गॉट, दिस इज़ दी in this slide you can see that the columnar epithelial cells are being replaced by the goblet cells. There are a lot of goblet cells, a lot of mucus is secreted in the rectum. So rectum has got in the lining a lot of goblet cells. And then this is the mucosa, submucosa muscularis externa. And this is the slide of the colon. You can see this is the lumen, and these are the intestinal glands, which are known as the crypts of Lieberkühn, but no villi are present, ठीक है। और ये स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन से लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन का यही फ़र्क है कि लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन में villi नहीं होते, but the epithelium is the same, simple columnar epithelium. And then here this is the mucosa and submucosa muscularis externa, and colon. This is colon, and you can see this is the band which is made up of the smooth muscles, and this is a gathering of the longitudinal layer of the smooth muscles in the muscularis externa. And this is the identification point of the slide of the colon. What about the accessories of the gastrointestinal tract? The accessory glands which are related with the GIT are the parotid, submandibular and sublingual. These are the salivary glands. We will also talk about the gallbladder and the liver. Can you see the parotid gland is purely a serous type of gland? I have told you that the salivary glands, which are the major salivary glands, the parotid, submandibular and sublingual. The parotid gland is purely it is a serous type of gland, and you will find the serous type of alveoli. All these are serous alveoli, deep reddish purple color. मैंने कहा था फाल्सा रंग, फाल्सा, तो ये जो डीप रेडिश पर्पल कलर के स्पॉट्स नज़र आ रहे हैं, you will not see the lumen. Alveolus has a lumen, and there are cell walls and boundaries. There are pyramidal cells in the lining, but you cannot appreciate in the case of the serous alveoli, the cells are pyramidal, but they have got rounded nuclei which are present in the basal half of the cell, and the lumen is not visible. This is the duct of the parotid gland. This is again a duct. You can identify a duct. This is again a duct. So this is the sublingual gland. Sublingual gland is, I have told you, predominantly it is a mucus type of gland. ये जो फूल और पत्तियाँ नज़र आ रही हैं तुम्हें, ये जो lightly stained areas नज़र आ रहे हैं, ये जो pinkish areas नज़र आ रहे हैं, ये सारे के सारे जो हैं ये mucus alveoli हैं. And I have told you that in the mucus alveoli has got the pyramidal cells, their walls and boundaries are clearly visible, and this mucus alveolus has got a lumen which is conspicuous, and the nuclei are pushed towards the basal lamina. So because this is the mucus and mucus gland, and mucus is a thick secretion, mucus is a heavy secretion, just like the goblet cells. In the cells of the mucus alveoli, the mucinogen granules are present in the apical side of the cytoplasm, and this apical cytoplasm then it empties and gives rise to खाली appearance नज़र आती है, just like the goblet cells. ये ducts हैं. Can you see the ducts? This is the duct, this is the duct. So these are the this is the magnified view of the sublingual gland. This is the again sublingual gland. This is the sublingual gland. ये देखो, this is the lumen, and you can see 1 2 3 4 5 सेल्स नज़र आ रहे हैं आपको. आप देख सकते हैं कि सेल वाल्स, जिस तरह फूल की पत्तियां होती हैं, आपको लकीरें नज़र आ रही हैं बाकायदा. इस एल्वियोलस के ऊपर ज़रा गौर करो, ये आपको लकीरें नज़र आ रही. ये पिरामिडल सेल्स हैं. दिस इज़ द एल्वियोलस, एंड यू कैन सी दिस इज़ द ल्यूमन, and these are the boundaries of the pyramidal cells, and nuclei are flattened, elongated. ये पिचके हुए न्यूक्लियाई हैं और ये जो है दीवार के साथ लगे हुए हैं. All these cells are lying over the basal lamina. So this is the sublingual gland. This is the submandibular, and submandibular gland is also a mixed type of gland, but it is predominantly a serous type of gland. And you can see the deep reddish purple color is more conspicuous, and this is because of the presence of the serous alveoli. So serous and mucus, both type of alveoli are seen, and also you will find the serous demilunes. Serous demilunes are cap-like structures over the mucus type of alveoli. So this is the submandibular gland, a magnified view. Parotid gland, another view. Parotid gland. This is the parotid gland. ये फाल से गिरे हुए हैं, ये आपके ओवरऑल पे फाल से गिरे हुए हैं. ये देखो फाल सा रंग. ये जो है ये एल्वियोलाई है, डीप रेडिश पर्पल कलर के. And you can see the ducts. This is the duct of the gland. Ducts are lined by simple cuboidal epithelium, very well imagined. You can see the simple cuboidal. Sorry. ये simple cuboidal. Here lies this is the pancreas. I have told you the pancreas is a mixed gland, endocrine as well as exocrine. Its exocrinal portion is serous in type. So you can see these are the serous alveoli. And in the serous alveoli, here lies, this is the islet of Langerhans. This big patch which is lightly stained area, just like जगह जगह पे जजीरे नज़र आएंगे आपको इस ओशन में, जो कि डीप रेडिश पर्पल कलर के स्पॉट्स से भरा पड़ा है. ये सीरस एल्वियोलाई हैं, और ये पैरोटिड ग्लैंड के साथ रिजेंबलेंस है इसकी. हम इसे कंफ्यूज कर सकते हैं पैरोटिड ग्लैंड के साथ, लेकिन आइडेंटिफिकेशन पॉइंट जो है उसको हमेशा फोकस करके रखा जाता है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, ताकि वो पहचान सकें. ये आइलेट ऑफ लैंगरहैंस इसकी पहचान है. पैरोटिड ग्लैंड भी इसी तरह, क्योंकि पैरोटिड ग्लैंड भी सीरस टाइप की ग्लैंड है, प्योरली सीरस टाइप ऑफ ग्लैंड, बट देयर इज़ नो आइलेट ऑफ लैंगरहैंस. बट हेयर यू कैन सी In between the serous type of alveoli, there is a lightly stained area, a circular area which is surrounded by the reticular tissues, and here lies the alpha beta cells, the beta cells. This is the islet of Langerhans, and the beta cells, the insulin and glucagon is being secreted from the cells which are present in the islets of Langerhans. This is the pancreas. Again, you can see this is the islet of Langerhans. Here lies the islet of Langerhans. There lies the islet of Langerhans. This is the slide of the liver. You can see the central veins and the radiating cords. So the liver, when we see under the microscope, in the liver there are pentagonal or hexagonal areas which are surrounded by the connective tissue septa or trabeculae. But in the human being, these trabeculae or septa are not very well demarcated. So the lobules, the hepatic lobules are roughly oval in outline, but in certain animals the lobules are typically hexagonal or pentagonal. So the identification of the liver is by the presence of these hepatic lobules. Liver is covered by a capsule of glissons which sends septa or trabeculae inside and divide the substance of the liver into smaller compartments. So this is the slide of the liver. You can identify this. This is the central vein, and these are the radiating cords. The central vein and the radiating cords. Can you see the sinusoids? Now in this slide, this is the magnified view of the liver, and you can see the sinusoids. In between the hepatic plates there are sinusoids. ये खाली जगह तुम्हें नज़र आ रही हैं, ये sinusoids हैं, ये hepatic plates हैं, hepatocytes से बनी हुई हैं. A single cell thick, and these hepatocytes, they are present in the form of the hepatic plates. जिस तरह 1 इंच जिस तरह ये बिल्कुल ऐसे है जैसे एक ईंट की दीवार होती है, ईंट के ऊपर ईंट, इस तरह हेपेटोसाइट के ऊपर हेपेटोसाइट रखे हुए होते हैं, और ये जो है ये एक प्लेट की शक्ल में, और ये प्लेट्स जो हैं वो सेंट्रल वेन से रेडिएट करती हैं, और रेडिएटिंग कॉर्ड्स नज़र आती हैं जब हम ऊपर से देखते हैं. जब हम इसका सेक्शन देखते हैं काट के तो हमें वो रेडिएटिंग कॉर्ड्स नज़र आती हैं. अगेन दिस इज़ द एक्चुअल पिक्चर. ये देखो, ये these are the and you can see the portal triads also at the 6 different corners of this hexagonal or pentagonal hepatic lobule. You will find the portal triads, portal areas where there is a branch of the bile duct and the hepatic artery and the portal vein being seen. In the gallbladder there are only 3 layers. From inside outwards, the first layer is the mucosa, then comes the muscularis, and the third one is the serosa. So there is no submucosa present in the gallbladder. The epithelium is the same, that is simple columnar epithelium.